street stories. One day we will rise above it all.
Now, a special presentation from Eyewitness News. These are Street Stories.
Living our street stories.
Hello everyone, I'm Walt Buteau, and this is a Street Story special. We begin tonight with an inspiring story out of Johnston, where a 26-year-old man has spent his entire life proving the skeptics wrong. Nothing confines Eric Burney.
Elbows to your lats. Good.
26 years ago, his first breath was expected to be his last. He went 8 minutes as a newborn without breathing.
Good. Perfect.
But somehow survived. What was left was a very agile brain, but a not so able body, riddled by cerebral palsy.
And they said I would probably never walk.
About 7 years ago, he came to Brett Polofsky at Next Level Fitness. Polofsky was leery and didn't want to hurt Eric.
Yep, just get on the balls of your feet. Good.
But a few months into the workouts that were far less strenuous than this,
Keep pushing, keep pushing. You're almost there.
Polofsky noticed lifting Eric was easier.
I attributed that to I'm getting in better shape, but then I realized it was Eric getting stronger and lifting his own body weight.
What are they saying now?
I have definitely proved them wrong.
Keep it nice and smooth.
Especially when he did this.
There you go.
It happened for the first time during the holidays, about 2 years after Eric's first trip to the gym.
He took like 10 or 12 steps without falling. It was right before Christmas, and I told him, I said, Eric, this is the best Christmas gift you could have ever given me or you. Keep your core tight. Good.
I always just thought I'd do all I can to improve the quality of my life.
Drive from the heel. Good.
But he is forever modest, shrugging off any talk that his hard work is inspiring. But you don't mind being an inspiration, do you?
I definitely would love to inspire others to try their best.
It's his indomitable spirit to not quit. I really haven't heard of anyone with cerebral palsy in their 20s starting to walk that haven't done it before.
Obviously, with determination, I do believe anything is possible.
Eric's goal is still to get stronger and stronger, and if he ever wants to bowl, we found a couple of kids who would love to roll a couple of frames with him. For some reason, bowling and war stories just go together. Just ask 100-year-old Robert.
I could have got hurt in the war, but I never got hurt.
And his young friend, 92-year-old Leo.
Hey, I could have got killed in the morning and at night. Hey, Bobby, baby, come on.
Just like bowling, there were plenty of near strikes. But in war, there were also stories about how they almost didn't come home. When the Army's 83rd Division stormed Normandy on D-Day, a Rhode Island kid named Leo was there.
I went up Omaha Beach in '44, and I got shot 4th of July.
He smiles about it now between frames. But the details of what he survived are chilling.
I was passed out like this in the creek. When I opened my eyes, the German shot me. He grazed me here, went through my ear and my right hand.
A German doctor helped him, letting Leo know he lost a couple of toes.
He says, "You want the bullet?" I said, "No, I want my toes."
This wasn't just any day at the bowling alley.
8 pounds. 8 pounds?
The veteran who just tossed that pink ball was turning 100. 70 or so years after getting the gift of life, following a horribly close call in the South Pacific. Enemy fire was coming in hot. Young Robert almost hid under a Jeep, but instead ran for a stone wall, passing a soldier who chose the Jeep for cover.
And as I looked back, the car got bombed. The car got bombed. I was lucky to get out of the yard. That's what I like.
Back at the bowling alley, the birthday boy's life and ball just kept rolling and rolling along.
You got that strike. Yeah, you did it. I hope I'm still bowling at 100.
While he has seen 92 Christmases, the season more than likely reminds a Providence mother of a police officer who went beyond the call of duty to help her daughter. Officer Ned Campbell is a 17-year veteran whose time off patrol from the tough streets of Providence includes a gentler side. His song, All City John, now pulsing across the internet, was written in memory of Johnny Raposa, who left behind a family of officers and a big sister who tells us sometimes she was the little sister.
He was funny, he was hysterical, he was sensitive.
When someone passes in the police department, we're so much family, it affects all of us.
I'm grateful that my brother was such a part of my life. We would joke that we were like twins born a few years apart.
Raposa was tagged All City John by fellow officers who noticed he didn't always stay in his district.
Johnny was a type of officer that would cross the boundaries to catch the bad guy.
Tough at crime scenes, but able to quickly shift focus for kids like Anissa Otero, who was suddenly missing around Christmas 2 years ago. Raposa and partner Mark DeCecco found her safe.
And bringing her back, that's when they learned that she was autistic.
But an iPad that her mom says opened up the world for this 8-year-old was gone, until DeCecco and Raposa found a way to replace it and bring back little Anissa's smile.
Overwhelmed, to say the least.
The city lost Raposa on a sad summer day in a Jamestown accident, where all that was left behind was a skid mark and a short note in a cop's cap. His sister aimed her grief at a fundraiser to collect donations for the Autism Project of Rhode Island, remembering her brother's special connection to Anissa.
You wore your bag.
Campbell is donating proceeds from his song to the same charity. With that street sign in place, they're among many who hope it'll be impossible to forget All City John and what he stood for, even if you never met him.
He just went through his life treating people like he liked to be treated too.
All City
And he would do anything to help anybody.
John.
Raposa's sister raised more than $10,000 for the Autism Project in her brother's name, and All City John has now been seen by almost 10,000 people on YouTube.
Next on this presentation of Street Stories.
Many of us dream of making a movie.
We want a clear shot of Liz's face.
Sam and Maddie's dream attracted Hollywood to Providence. You'll hear why so many were willing to help. And later, we'll get behind the wheel with a local teen who isn't licensed to drive on the road, but that doesn't stop him from speeding. We'll tell you how racing helped him in the classroom.
One day we will rise above.
Welcome back to a special presentation of Eyewitness News. These are Street Stories.
Welcome back to this Street Stories special. Over the summer, we introduced you to a couple of teenagers who were underestimated, but still brought Hollywood to Rhode Island. They dreamed of making this zombie film years ago.
They have some storyboards and I drew pictures.
Welcome to Sam and Maddie's dream.
We've been in plays before. I've been in 2 plays.
Spring Break type kind of movie. We took that with Zombieland.
Brothers, they fight zombies.
We want something more energetic movie.
And do not think for 1 second that this is not 100% Sam and Maddie's movie.
I don't fight the zombies. Maddie does.
We discovered that during a basement rehearsal session a few months ago.
We want a clear shot of Liz's face.
So I climb up. Come on! We start our dialogue.
They walk into the room and they sit down in the director's chairs and they're like, yeah, that's exactly what we wanted.
It's the same thing.
Yep, that's what we told you to do.
So this is
With the help of Sam's older brother, the boys launched a Kickstarter campaign and raised about $68,000. But that does not cover all of this. The professional crew includes actors from LA, techies from New York. One company donated the use of the camera gear. The zombie effects were ghouled in from Atlanta.
We've been called the zombie capital of America. As soon as we heard about it, we jumped on board.
The bottom line is Sam and Maddie are very convincing, whether acting as zombie-slaying brothers or pitching their production. Susie Beck is the producer, holding the mayhem together.
I had to say yes, because Sam and Maddie they're just so charismatic. They're people that you can rally behind, and they're people that can be an inspiration for everybody else in the world.
Sam and Maddie's moms are often nearby watching their son's visions materialize in what now amounts to a $500,000 production, 90% of that donated. All of it blossoming from a couple of best friends who announced a few years ago they were going to make a movie. What did you expect when they said that?
Nothing. I expected nothing.
Acting is a fun thing to do.
I really didn't think anything would happen, never mind something as big as this.
We want this movie to be a huge hit so that they can get recognized and picked up somewhere, and so that they can just do this for the rest of their lives.
You get teary-eyed when you think of this.
I do get teary-eyed.
The editing process is underway, and you may be able to see their movie in film festivals in early 2016.
Next on this presentation of Street Stories.
After a rainy day, the sun will shine again. And so that's how I've always looked at life.
That philosophy faced the ultimate test. This local farming legend shares the worst day of his life with us and his amazing recovery. And you'll find out why everyone watching this basketball game cheered for Patrick.
Street Story.
Welcome back to a special presentation of Eyewitness News. These are Street Stories.
Welcome back. Being home for the holidays meant a lot to a Rhode Island legend who told us he was lucky to be alive. It might be just corn and cows to you.
I am so happy to be here.
But Louis Escobar loved it here before he almost lost everything.
Good job. Good job, Louis.
The 77-year-old is fighting his way back.
I'm on camera.
Yes, you are.
With the smile so many are used to from his beyond positive attitude.
You got it.
With therapy.
And this is Mr. Determination right here.
Handmade for dairy farmers.
Yes.
After a rainy day, the sun will shine again. And so that's how I've always looked at life.
It's now been 4 months since a busy day turned tragic.
I flew out of the seat.
Louis admits he was rushing, driving his tractor a little faster than normal.
I couldn't stop in time and I went over the pit, 10, 12-foot drop, banged my head, broke 4 ribs, almost bled to death by the time they got me.
Sit nice and easy.
Until this week, he could only hear how his farm was doing. Then he got a field trip, and he was like a kid in a corn maze.
And everything is doing well. Our corn and our hay, I've been spared from a serious situation, so there must be a reason, and I am going to do the best under these conditions.
For this lifelong farmer, whose dad bought the land about the time he was born, seeing the place prosper is a gift.
I mean, a fun time, and what a thrill.
It sounds like it was Christmas for you a little bit.
Christmas 10 times over. If I wasn't here, if I'm no longer here, that people can still continue this beautiful farm that I love so. But I am grateful for everything, more now than ever.
Up the road from the Escobar's farm, we found a group of young basketball players that defines the word team. This story ends with a celebration, but there's plenty of work to tell you about before that.
Bend your knees and shoot.
No one was going to tell Patrick he couldn't go out for basketball.
His feelings would have been crushed not making the team. I also didn't want kids to make fun of him.
What do you like about basketball?
Shooting around.
He was determined. He was absolutely determined.
So was Jack Skripiak, the kid dribbling calmly up the court on his way to draining a three-pointer. He was not about to let down his friend Patrick. When number 20 was cut, number 2's mom suggested going to the coach.
Get that pass over the top.
I think you have to know Jack to know the kind of kid that he is.
Game 1 comes along and coach gives him a shirt and he starts showing up for practices.
Yeah, I like both the game and practice.
Including everyone is important to him.
We play Kick-A-Mule.
Kick-A-Mule. Patrick's time comes in the 5th quarter, when coaches around the league give their players extra minutes to test their skills. As the clock starts, the number of shots Pat took mattered a lot less than the one he made with help from just about everyone.
It says a lot about the kids, it says a lot about their parents, it says a lot about our community.
Patrick has given Jack far more than he's, of a gift than Jack has done for him.
There you go,
Well, sometimes they always cheer.
What's that feel like?
Excited, happy.
Patrick, of course, wanted every shot to go in. The crowd cheered no matter what happened.
Next on this presentation of Street Stories.
We'll wrap up this Street Story special at 140 miles per hour. We'll show you why this teen is determined to drive so fast.
Sometimes you look at the side of the road and you see everything going by, like, blur, and you just think, crazy? Should I really be doing this?
Welcome back to a special presentation of Eyewitness News. These are Street Stories.
Welcome back. We end tonight with a local teenager caught speeding, but no tickets or sirens, just success. The young mind under the helmet is 16-year-old Austin Mack. When he's not cruising into curves at 140 miles per hour as a professional Formula 1600 race car driver, he's moving a bit slower, going class to class past the purple lockers of Bristol's Mount Hope High.
Sometimes you look at the side of the road and you see everything going by, like, blur, and you just think, crazy? Should I really be doing this? Is this a good life decision?
He was only 7 years old when that life decision started to rev up after his father noticed what he calls a natural ability behind the wheel. No doubt there's some grease in their veins, since Bill Mack is a well-known local mechanic specializing in classic sports cars like this 62 MGA. None of them go this fast, and one reason Bill put his little boy behind the wheel,
tried to slow it up,
was to speed him up a little bit in the classroom.
They gave me a math test out on the track. I'm sure I'd ace it. I'm not a guy that likes to learn, at a desk. I enjoy learning on the fly.
At 140 miles an hour.
At 140 miles an hour, man. It's the only way to do it.
You've got to be a little nervous when your little boy, so to speak, is out there, right?
I am. Makes you a huge fan of buying the really good safety equipment.
Keep in mind, this is a kid who still gets picked up from school. He's qualified to drive one of these, but not one of these. And despite the many trophies that decorate his father's man cave / bachelor pad, he almost quit racing 2 years ago after finishing last.
Did everything to make sure that I would never finish last again.
That meant watching videos, studying his braking and acceleration, and taking the wheel in this video game on steroids simulator.
I think I hit a wall.
Where his glare reveals his focus.
Racing is so much more than just turning a wheel and pressing pedals.
Where do you want to go with this?
I'd love to be in the Indy 500.
He hopes to get faster and closer to the Indy 500. Thanks for joining us tonight, and remember, if you know someone who we should know about, get in touch. Have a great night.
We're living our street stories. We're living our street stories. It's Seems the hardest times that come to mind. Remember me out there on the grind, searching for peace of mind. I mean financially, more or less, that's how I plan to be. No job, no girl, no school, no family, no kids to call my own. Bring out the man in me. One day we